Good morning, everybody. It's been a while, and I'm not quite sure where I need to start. Number one is I need to move this dot. It's circled in on my eye. I don't know if it's working or not, but anyway, sad news. Clay passed December the 1st. It's been a long 2.5 weeks. We did make the trip to Sanibel. We had a great time. It was phenomenal as far as he did well. He did have about 3 rough days, but he persevered, and he didn't have to use the E-kit. He probably should have, but he did not. And on Friday of our trip, I was pretty sure we were going to have to go home, but he said, "Nope, I'm not going home. We're going to finish this trip." So we did. We got home on Saturday, on the 13th, and my sister and her husband arrived on the 14th. We had 2 projects left to do in the house, and Clay was, not going to take no for an answer. We had to get them done. One was installing a new back door, and, the other one he said wasn't safe, so, we did that. He helped with my brother-in-law. They got the door in on Monday. Monday night, he wasn't feeling well. By Tuesday, he was pretty much down for the count. Wednesday morning, when I took them back to the airport, he was in the bed. Or no, I'm sorry, I need to back up. Door was installed Sunday. They got here early. We installed the door on Sunday afternoon. Monday, he was not feeling well. Tuesday morning, I had to take my sister and her husband back to the airport, so I arranged for Clay's sister they were in town, so I arranged for her to sit with him until I got back. Tuesday afternoon, the hospice nurse came, and he was in the bed, and, of course she acknowledged that this was not a good sign, and so she did all his vitals. His pain was off the chart, so she immediately started him on the morphine. And Wednesday morning, we had already ordered the hospital bed. Wednesday morning, he came through the house carrying his pillows, and he said, "This is it." And he got in the hospital bed, and that's where he stayed. Until, Lord have mercy, this man had a will. And he refused to use the porta potty. He refused to wear the briefs. We had to physically pretty much carry him to the toilet. My son was here, and luckily, because I would not have been able to handle this on my own, but we managed to get him to the toilet each time he needed to go. But he became very combative in other ways. He didn't want the medication, and he physically fought. He punched me in the shoulder and smacked my glasses off my face. We called the hospice, and they came out, and they said, well, along with this, he's developed dementia. So they ordered us 24-hour care at the home, and we did that for maybe 3 days, and they took him off that because he got so calm he didn't qualify for the 24-hour care nurse. So that was a disappointment, and this went on and off and on until he went back into the 24-hour care by the weekend because he just became combative again. They tripled doses, quadrupled doses that would normally put anybody under the bed. Did not touch him, did not faze him. So by Monday, Saturday that week, my daughter-in-law had to go home. She had to go back to work. So my son says, I can stay a few more days. So he did, and I think it was Monday we tried to arrange to get him transported. That fell through, and then Tuesday morning, I mean, my days are all screwed up. I'm just trying to recollect how it just went so fast. But anyway, by Tuesday morning, he was out of control again, so we had him transported to a facility in the Villages, and that in itself was a challenge. This place is not a hospice house. Apparently, in Florida, hospice houses are very few and far between. So he got put into a rehab facility that accepted him, but the only catch to that was the nurses on staff were not interested in taking care of a hospice patient. So the person that I am, I had to advocate again for Clay, and I had to get in people's faces. The people in charge were unknown caller. Sorry about that. The people in charge were on board. They get paid to take care of these people, but the staff did not want any part of it. So the first night he was there, we sat for over 6 hours waiting for medication, and I finally called hospice and got that squared away. But it just was one thing after another. He was still combative. Even those nurses couldn't control him. So they decided to move him from that room to another room. And it is amazing how people who are dying get stronger. I mean, this man was strong. Two of them got him in a wheelchair to move him to another room. He climbed out of that wheelchair onto the floor and laid down in the floor, wouldn't get up. They couldn't get him up. So they finally got some reinforcements and they got him back in the chair. Well, they turned their heads and he got back out of the chair and was leaning on their cart. But all in all, they finally got him to another room, and again, medication was increased. And finally on, I believe it was Sunday of this past week, he, and I'm wearing his band, he went into a coma, and we thought, this is it. He's going to pass. This is it. He didn't. He kept hanging in. His blood pressure would go up and then drop, and then go up and then drop. And he still refused to pass. And, I was fine. I wanted to keep him as long as I could, but I knew that internally he was suffering. So his temperature would rise, and then it would drop off, and then all the signs of death were there, but he just refused to give in. On Tuesday, they, told me that it was just a matter of time. So for me to go home and get some rest, which I had been staying there pretty much every day all night long. I'd come home and get a shower and whatnot, and then, go straight back. But on Tuesday, I was just completely exhausted. And I finally told his nurse, I said, I don't think he wants me here when he passes. I really don't. So I left Tuesday evening late and came home, went straight to bed. And at midnight, I got a call, and she says, this was at midnight on the 1st. She said, your husband has passed. And so I wasn't there, but my heart was there, and it's just what he wanted. He just didn't want it. And he told me that in the beginning. He said, I don't want anybody to watch me die. I don't want that. And I said, well, you don't always get what you want. I will be there if at all possible. Well, I wasn't. And I carry that guilt now because I didn't want him to die alone. But he wasn't alone. Whenever I would leave, a hospice nurse would come in and stay with him. So he wasn't alone, but I wasn't there, and that was difficult. But he's at peace now, and I'm not. It is very difficult to lose your spouse, someone that you've cared about and loved and made dreams with, made memories. We've had so much fun. Even our trip to Sanibel was just phenomenal. But I came home. Of course, we had to do the funeral thing, and I came home yesterday, and there's a knock at the door. Our doorbell is not working, and it needs a new battery, and that's things Clay did. He took care of all of that. But there was a knock at the door, and it was a courier, and he said, "Is Mr. Dixon here?" And I said, "I'm his wife. Can I help you?" And he handed me this box about this long, and he said, "I need you to sign for this." And so I did, and I brought it in the house, and I thought, well, what did he order now? I mean, he's always ordering something off of Amazon, toys for his fish and stuff, and something for his motorcycle. But I opened the box, and it had a name on it, and I didn't recognize the name. So I opened the big box, and inside the big box was a little box, and this is what was in the box. He had ordered it for me for Christmas and was going to give it to me. I never expected that. I don't know when he ordered it, but we kept trying to figure out why he was hanging on, and he was hanging on, and he wouldn't let go, and he wouldn't let go, and the only thing I can come up with, this was supposed to have been delivered on the 30th, and it arrived on the 2nd, 2 days after his death, or 1 day after his death. So he was trying to hang on so he could give it to me for Christmas. But I will cherish it forever, always. I will cherish it always, and I'll never not wear it. He knew that I had developed an allergy to low-grade gold, so this one is 24 karat gold, and if I develop an allergy to that, there's a problem. But anyway, he's gone, and I am going to keep my channel. I'm going to continue to document my journey now without him, and it's going to be a tough one. It's really going to be a tough journey. Immediately I will be I am currently in the process of packing. I am going to move back to Indiana, and these are things that I'm one of those kind of people, I have to have a plan. I can't just sit around and wait, well, somebody's going to come and do this, or is anybody going to do that? I have to have a plan, and so I'm currently packing. I'm not taking much. My house will be sold turnkey, down to linens, towels, dishes, silverware. I'm not taking anything other than personal belongings. So it's going to be a journey, to say the least. I have been away from Indiana for 22 years. So going back is going to be an adventure in itself. But it's time for me to go home. It's been a long, long road of recovery from years past. I'll put it that way. And so I've got a lot of soul searching to do to prepare myself for this transition. It's just not going to be easy for me, especially leaving our home here. This was our dream home, and this was where we wanted to be, and this is where we both wanted to die from, but that's not going to happen. At least Clay got his wish. So I will be having a memorial service sometime in January for him in South Carolina, where he's from. And so I have to make preparation for that. But I appreciate all your love and support, all the prayers. They're still needed, very much needed. This is going to be continued to be very hard, and I'm 61 years old and a widow, and I never thought I would be a widow. I've said many times I can do divorce easy, but death is, it's going to literally kill me unless I get a grip on myself and I get it together. It will. I've not been eating. As you can tell, my face is a little bit thinner. But I'm just not hungry at this point. I'm drinking plenty of water, but I'm just not hungry. And you know, when somebody passes and everybody's like, you know, you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to keep up your strength, you don't want to hear that. And just FYI, just leave the husband or the wife alone. Let them make their own decisions. They are not invalids. They are not retarded. We are doing what we need to do to cope. And if it's not eating, then that's what I'm going to do. I will eat when I get hungry, and I will move on when I'm good and ready. I've always heard, you know, people when someone passes, oh, you got to keep up your strength, you know. Well, maybe we don't want to keep up our strength. Maybe we want to take to the bed, and maybe we want to cry all day long, and maybe we just want to hit something. And I know Clay would not want that, but I'm here, and I'm all alone at this point. Everybody has went home, and you know, I have to learn to cope in my own way, and I will figure it out. And I have already found that if I just stay busy, the days go by fast. And it's the evenings that really get to me, because that's when we sit in our chairs and we watch television, and we enjoyed the evenings alone in the quiet of our own home. So looking at his empty chair is a struggle. But I'll get past it. I will move on, and I just need time. So I appreciate everybody, and thank you so much for supporting this channel. And I hope that you continue to support my channel as far as watching my videos. It's going to be a ride from here on out. I can tell you that. It's going to be a ride. And there'll be fun times and there'll be sad times. With that, I'm going to sign off and hopefully start this journey. All right, that's it for now, and you guys have a blessed day. Oops.